Hey, this is Dave Gardner, and I just want to point out a quick thing that you need to look for if you're trying to fill your matrix in, especially if you're doing the guaranteed paid signups and you have to put at least one person in one of the legs, and then you can start filling the rest. Now, depending on when you came in, you might have hundreds of people. Maybe you got 30 people, maybe you got 15, maybe you got 70 people on one long leg because of massive spillover, or maybe you just have, maybe one or two. It all depends on where you came in and when you came in. You have to put at least one person in that one leg, and you can put the rest in the others and start building your own leg. And then over time, you need to maintain a 4-to-2 ratio. So let's say you log in, and I recommend checking your website daily. Get into the members area, become familiar with it, check it daily. Go through every single one of these tabs, and every time you see a tab, go through all the things that are on the side. So like the dashboard has all this stuff here, but then when you do Now Life, what happens is these are all going to change. You go into reseller tools, these are going to change. There's going to be multiple things to look at. So make sure you look at that. So what you always want to do daily, because if something happens and you're not getting the emails appropriately, you want to click on reseller tools like I just did here, the last button. You're going to click your business, it's going to drop down, and you're going to click downline. Once you go there, you're going to scroll down and you're going to see your downline. Now, depending on when you first came in, maybe it's just you. Maybe it's your icon and there's no one else underneath you. Maybe you have a really long line, but what you'll only see is 4 levels on here, and a lot of that's just because of computer, programming and spacing and things like that. So scroll down. What you always want to look at is your holding tank. Sometimes it will show up just as like a different color or blank. That means you got no one in there. But notice I have a person in there. I really am focusing on my outside left and my rights to basically have the 2-to-1 ratio. More so I'm going to be working on the left. So I want to show you something here. And what I did, I already clicked this, so we'll just close this to show you how it works. You want to see what's below this, because if you go down and scroll where it says downline stats, you can actually see where you have people. So level 1, 2, 3, and 4. So for example, I got 2, 2, 3, and 4 people in there that are active still. So 2 greens, 1, 2, 3 greens, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's going to show you how many people are active in each one. So I know just by my numbers, scrolling down, I have 74 levels deep where I have people. They're not all going to show up there. So we want to open up the full holding tank or the full downline tree. That's going to open up in a new window, and it's going to massively spread it out. And as your team continues to grow, you're just going to have to keep scrolling. So as I scroll down here, notice we're having all these empty spaces. Every person has 2 below it. If they're red, that just means they're not active. What I want to point out is right here, this part right here, we notice each person has 2, one left, one right. This person has one left, one right. They have an empty and then a red. This person has an empty and then a green. Notice this person right here only has 1. They're all supposed to have 2. What you need to do, and notice I can't scroll down anymore, you need to click on that person. So we got Lorraine Bevery 2. I'm going to click on Lorraine, and Lorraine's going to go to the top now. Once Lorraine's at the top, now it continues to expand it. It's going to keep going down. Notice I can go all the way down to the bottom. So now there's 2 empty spaces. That's as far as I can go. In some cases, you have to click twice. So let's go back up to the root that brings you up to the top. I'm just going to go to this outside just to show you. Notice no hype over here only has 1 empty. There's nothing on the left. Okay, it should have 2 again. But in order to do that, I want to bring no hype to the top. So by clicking on no hype, it brings it to the top and it just repopulates the whole system. Now I can go all the way down and notice it did it again. So PC, what do we got? PC spec or PC spec, whatever, however you pronounce it. Notice again, they only have their right leg, their left leg is over here in kind of infinity. I want to click that, and then notice they start to show up. So we have some people showing up and it keeps going. Now this one splits one way and another. And notice now we're down to the very bottom, so I can go left or right. We typically want to keep going on the outside right. So I'm actually going to place this person, and how we place the person is by actually with your mouse, you're going to left click where it says add position, and then the newest member, so Cool is my username. If we go back here, we'll see that his username was Cool, K-U-L-E. So that's the person I'm going to pick. If I had multiple people in my holding tank, there would be multiple to choose from. So I'm going to click on that, and it will ask me if I want to put that in that left leg under Clutie. And if you want to cancel, maybe put it someplace else, you just click cancel. But I'm going to put that there. and we're going to go for it. And notice it will appear. So notice it has the red line underneath it. That means it's my personal. He's a reseller. It says failed payment. I believe that's just because they're in the Now Lifestyle $1 trial. So hopefully that will clear up soon. But notice as soon as they put that on there, now my new person has 2 spaces below them, so I can continue adding. But when we refresh the page, notice all the empties are going to disappear because now that matrix is set. If I come over here and I refresh this page, I won't have any more empty spaces because I've already taken that person out of the holding tank and we've actually placed them in the matrix. So if you notice all those pieces missed out or they disappear, notice it says you do not have affiliates in your members downline tank. So that's pretty much what you're looking for when you're actually filling people in and trying to go to the outside legs, or if you're missing legs. Now there's another video I did about filling them in if you have a guaranteed paid sign up. So make sure you check that video out. It's on YouTube. You can just look for my site, or look me up on YouTube. I've probably posted it in various groups as well. If you have any questions about it, I can explain, but you always want to go on the outside. So for example, if we keep going down to where I just filled this, notice these keep going. This splits and his outside leg grew. He started to grow his inside. This person started to grow their inside, but then we continue to grow out here. And then eventually down at the bottom we keep going. This came down and he started growing this way and also grew this way, and I finally went down to the bottom. So you want to keep going to the outside, to the outside, to the outside. This person right here probably put 1 or 2 on the outside, and then they started filling in the inside so they could have a 4-to-2 ratio. So hopefully you found some value in that. And make sure if you have any questions, feel free to ask here or ask in the Facebook group as how to get and how to find out how to appropriately place your member area so you know that they can benefit from that. Just to show you one little area that was being fixed by support is right here. So for example, one of the persons just went through and filled in. We're actually fixing this group right now because all of these should be on the outside, because now it looks like he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 legs to work on. You really only want to have to work on 2 at any one time. It's other people's responsibility to work on their legs. You need to work on 2, just your outside left and outside right. So hopefully you found some value. Rock it. I'm here for you. Let us know how you can help. We're going to take this thing to the next level. It's a huge industry. I just spent time in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. It is August 21st. I've only been back for less than 24 hours, and I'm ready to rock this thing and take it with you guys into the next level and bring it basically into the billion and trillion dollar industry. So here we are again. Any questions, comments, concerns, leave your comments below. Always glad to help out and make sure that you are growing your team how you want to, so that you get the dreams you want, and then you can live the experiences, and maybe get to that like retreat that I did, and sipping on nice cold margaritas with Joel Terry himself and the other leaders of the Now Lifestyle. So hopefully you enjoy this, and we'll talk to you soon.